What's going on, guys? Episode 4 of the Left Field Mike Show coming at you from Brooklyn, New York. Man, I thought I was going to talk baseball today. Not going to happen. Let's put that to the side. We're going to talk about the Odell Beckham Jr. trade. Last night, it was reported that the Cleveland Browns and the New York Giants agreed on a trade sending the superstar to the land and a couple other players involved. But in terms of draft pick compensation, man, the Giants got fleeced. First round pick from Cleveland, mid-first round pick, and a third round pick as well. A couple of reasons why I want to talk about this trade. Obviously, aside from the fact that it's such a big trade making national headlines, I'm in the New York market, so I have a lot of friends that are passionate Giant fans. A lot of people on Twitter that I speak to, passionate Giant fans. Seems like the general consensus of this deal, they hate it, okay? They are not happy with Gettleman. They're not happy trading OBJ. I don't blame them one bit, especially after Gettleman says, about a week ago, and I'm paraphrasing, that Odell was drafted here not to be traded. Well, that's wonderful. You just traded a 26-year-old superstar to the Cleveland Browns. I don't understand this trade from the Giants' perspective. Maybe they just wanted to get rid of him, part ways, cut ties, whatever. But here's the thing. Last year, the Giants drafted Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley, I had no problem with them drafting Saquon Barkley. They could have drafted a QB, but at the time, and I still think that was the right decision. You drafted an elite running back. But the difference between drafting an elite running back and an elite quarterback, or a quarterback you are expecting to become elite, the quarterback's going to take longer to develop, whereas the running back, you're getting instant success. From a guy like Saquon, you're expecting instant success. Obviously, he will develop too, but the development will be a lot shorter, and you can expect some big-time numbers, which he already provided. So that proved to be true. On the flip side, the running back's prime is not going to be as long as the QB's prime. Okay? We see guys like Todd Gurley. He's in his mid-20s. I think entering this season, the general consensus would say he was the number 1 running back in football. Well, this year, injuries hit him towards the end. At least it seems that way. We don't know exactly what's going on, but we do know that he took a step back in the playoffs, and you just know that running backs are not guaranteed to have really, really long careers. You hope they do, but it's just never a guarantee. So why would the Giants waste peak years out of Saquon Barkley, years where they know they're going to get production, they know he's going to be productive? Why waste these years by tearing down this team? It doesn't make sense to me. You trade Odell Beckham Jr., you're essentially rebuilding this team right now, and you're going to waste like the next 3 years of production from Saquon. I don't understand it. It just doesn't make sense to me. Build around this team. Build around them. Fix your O-line. Add some defensive players. Maybe explore getting a new QB. Obviously, Eli's old. Eventually, they're going to have to do that. But there were other ways to go about this. This team could have contended with the right moves. But don't tear it down now. Because by the time this team is resolved, by the time things fix themselves up, you don't know if Saquon Barkley is going to be the same player. And you don't know how well this Giants team is going to be. I don't like this deal at all if I'm a Giants fan. Now, from the Cleveland perspective, this is an awesome deal. The team won 7 games last year. They fought hard, almost 500 teams, 7-8-1. They were in just about every game last year. The switch to Baker Mayfield proved pivotal. Baker was very successful. Hugh Jackson's out of the picture. Obviously, Baker and Hugh had a rocky relationship at best. This team is a good team, okay? Last year, I can think of like 3 games they could have won, that they could have easily won 10 games last year. We started opening day against Pittsburgh, blocked field goal at the end, game resulted in a tie. The New Orleans game, in New Orleans, this team pretty much shut down the Saints offensively. Gonzalez missed a few field goals for Cleveland. That proved to be pivotal in their loss. And the game that struck to me the most, the last game of the season for them against the Baltimore Ravens. Now, Baltimore was fighting for their playoff lives in this game. They needed to win to get in. Well, at least the playoffs were at stake for the Ravens. And the Browns, with nothing, essentially nothing at stake but their pride, went into this game, almost beat the Ravens in Baltimore, a very hostile environment. They lost the game by 2 points, okay? A game they probably could have won with a few different play calls at the end. If they ran the ball, potentially kicked the game-winning field goal, anything can happen. So, The Browns last year were great. All right, not great, but the Browns had in my opinion, a successful season last year. This year, you add arguably the best wide receiver in football, arguably, definitely top 3. You add Kareem Hunt, who's probably going to get suspended, okay? And I don't want to get into what he did because that's a conversation for a totally different day, but I will say absolutely unacceptable, terrible behavior. I do believe everyone deserves a second chance, but again, from a football perspective, you're bringing in a running back who, if he does play, is probably a top 5 running back in football when he's healthy, okay? The defense is already really good in Cleveland. It's a great defense. Myles Garrett is a beast. This defense they've been good. So I like the chances of the Cleveland Browns to win the AFC North next year. The Ravens won it last year. The Steelers are going down. The Bengals got hit with injuries, but they're not going to compete either. This is a great trade for the Browns. And if you're Odell Beckham Jr., you have to really love this. You have to be excited playing with Baker Mayfield. This has to excite you. Now, people will say, who wants to play at Cleveland? Remember the Joakim Noah interview a few years back? Joakim Noah was like saying something like he doesn't know of anyone that goes on vacation to Cleveland. I'm going to tell you right now, I went to vacation to Cleveland, not once, but twice. No, I'm not crazy. It is actually a great city, okay? Just to dive into this real quick, everything's downtown, man. You got, I was at the Browns game a couple years back when they were actually winless. Fan base packed it out regardless. Very good atmosphere. I've been at the Q for a Cavs game. I've been at Progressive Field for an Indians game. Man, Cleveland is just awesome. Everything's downtown. Casinos downtown. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is downtown. I believe Cleveland has the 2nd biggest theater district in the United States, next to New York. Man, Cleveland's a pretty cool city, and no fan base deserves this more. Maybe my Bills fans deserve some success because they're about as passionate as any fan base in the country. But I can't think of a fan base that deserves this more than Cleveland sports fans. All across the board, Cleveland sports fans are just great. But yeah, awesome city, awesome place. I'm not going to dig into this any further because I'm not a travel agent. I'm just talking sports with you. But this is great. So shout out to the Dog Pound. Shout out to Northeast Ohio Browns fans. Congratulations to you guys. You guys just won the offseason with this trade. Anyway, thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. Do what you got to do. Drop a comment in the comments below. Next video will probably be a baseball video. We'll just have to see. Thanks for watching. God bless you guys. Let's go Bills.